Jonathan, and today we are doing look 3 from my Halloween series. As you can tell by the title, this is going to be a pinup skeleton look. I have already done my foundation, my concealer, my powder, and part of my brows. I wanted to get that out of the way off camera just because I didn't want to spend a lot of time on that because I feel like this video could end up being quite long if I did. So the products are going to be listed in the description box below. So my skin is already paled out and prepped. I don't want my skin to be all completely white, so I just used a very, very light foundation and light powder. I am going to further enhance that with the Dead White powder. This is from, I don't even know the brand of this. I just got this at the Spirit Halloween store, and I'm going to use a fluffy brush, and I'm going to basically highlight my face on the high points with this matte white powder. And I'm just taking that on the cheekbone area, under the brow, and through the center of the face. I'm also dusting a bit of this on my neck and chest. And to add a little bit of dimension back into my face, very lightly, I'm going to be using my NYX Taupe blush. I am going to go in with this on a smaller brush later and do some real detail work, but this is just to bring back that dimension. And very lightly around the edges of that, I'm going to be using my Crush blush from Studio Gear. So that is skin done. I'm going to move back to the brows, and I'm going to use some colors from my Smashbox Full Exposure palette. I'm going to be using the cooler tone matte shades, and I'm going to create an ombre brow from the lightest cool tone color all the way to the black cool tone. Now that the brows are on, I'm going to highlight under the brow using the lightest shimmery shade from that same Smashbox Full Exposure palette. Now that that's on, we can start creating the definition on our skull. So for this, I'm going to be using a gel liner and an angle brush. You could go ahead and use a smaller brush or a pencil eyeliner or even a black eyeshadow depending on how intense you want this look to be. I want mine to be pretty dark and intense, so I'm going to go right in with the gel liner from the get-go and trace out my edges with this little brush. And once you have each outline drawn, I'm just gonna go ahead and fill that in. Once I have the eye holes drawn in, I am then going to create a pinup eye look over top of it. I'm going to be using a couple colors from my Lorac Mega Pro 2 palette to create just a classic pinup shimmery eye look. Since we're putting it over top of that black gel liner, it's going to hold it on and keep it in place, but I do want to foil my shimmery shadow with a little bit of my MAC Fix Plus, so I'm going to spray 2 sprays onto my brush, and then I'm going to pick up the color Gunmetal from this palette, which is kind of like a shimmery bluish gray. And then for the outer corner in the crease, I'm going to grab the color called Ash from this palette. And now going back to my same gel liner and brush, I'm going to create a wing. And then obviously we're going to need that wing to stand out just a little bit more, so I'm going to take a touch of nude eyeliner, this one is from Smashbox, and just highlight the underneath of that wing. And then I'm just taking a little bit of black eyeshadow and placing that over the still black sections of the holes. Then taking that same nude liner, I'm going to line my inner waterline. I'm going to come back later and put false eyelashes on, but for now I'm just going to curl my lashes and put a quick coat of mascara on them. Now we're going to move on to creating our nose. I'm just going to be using the same gel liner and brush that you've seen me use this whole video and create kind of a V shape in the center of my nose, and then sort of an upside down heart around that. And again, I'm just taking black eyeshadow and running that over top of it just to make sure everything is nice and set. Next, I'm going to go on to creating my cheekbone and jawline. You can get as technical or as simple as you like here. I know a lot of people really like to go in and create a lot of detail. I'm going to keep mine relatively simple because I want it to be more about the pinup aspect, so feel free to be creative here. And again, just using black eyeshadow to make sure those are nice and set. Now for the extra fun part, we're gonna go in and create the teeth and the smile. Same brush, same gel liner. I'm gonna create 2 lines extending from either end of my mouth and ending right at where that cheekbone is. Then I'm gonna create vertical lines starting in the center of my mouth, creating equal amounts on each side. Again, the teeth are one of those things you can make as simple or as detailed as you want. I'm gonna again do something in the middle. So leaving it here would just be the base, simplest option that you could do. I am gonna go ahead and go in and create a little bit of shading around each tooth though. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to a pencil eyeliner just because it's a little bit easier to control for this section. And now I'm just going in with a little bit of liquid liner just for some further detail, and then I'm gonna take my eyeshadow brush with a tiny bit of black and gray eyeshadow mixed together and take this around for just a little bit of shading. Now continuing to work with that same brush and the black and gray eyeshadow mixed together, I'm gonna go work around some of the details. And then taking a fluffier brush, I'm gonna grab the black and the gray eyeshadow again and take this around the hairline, creating this indent for the temple. I don't want to use the black gel eyeliner around here because I'm going to be wearing a wig and I don't want to ruin the lace front of the wig, so I'm just going to do this with shadow, but feel free to go ahead and do this with your gel liner if you're not going to be wearing a wig. Next, I'm going to go ahead and carve out my jawline and then fill in this whole section under my jaw and then bring it down onto my neck, and then I'm going to do some around my collarbones as well. Now that the skull portion of this makeup is done, I'm gonna add on my lips and my lashes and then we'll be done. For my lips, I am gonna use a little bit of remover and just take off the liner that's on my lips. You can leave the lines if you like them, but I personally think that I want the lips to be a little bit more of a statement, so I'm gonna go ahead and use a Q-tip with some remover and take that off. Once the black is gone from on my lips, I'm gonna use my new favorite red, which is Cruella from NARS. And then over that, to make it pop even further, I'm gonna be using a NYX matte lipstick in the shade Pure Red. This is just an even brighter red. And I'm just gonna put that through the center. And with the lashes applied, this is the makeup look. I'm gonna go ahead and add my wig now. I hope you all enjoyed makeup look number 3 for my Halloween series this year. If you enjoyed this one, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment below if you have any questions that I didn't answer in the video. And while you're down there, open up my description box to check out all of my social media links. You can check me out on Facebook. You can also check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. All of those things are at JonTalks. Click on my face right now to be subscribed to my channel so that you can be here next week for my last Halloween look. And I will see you all next time. Bye!